Here are the 9 books I read in June 2025. Hi, my name is Talia, and welcome back to my channel. Happy July. Today, we're going to do our June reading wrap-up. I read 9 books this month. You know, that's a little low for Talia. Life has been lifing. 2, that doesn't mean I haven't read other books. It's just that these are the 9 books I've completed. And 3, reading is not a race. It is not a competition with yourself or with others. Right? I get a lot of comments about how much I do typically read in a month. And I'm like, baby, don't worry about me. You know, I could tell you the efficiencies I've found in reading, but it doesn't matter. Read at your own pace. Read what you like. Book titles and authors will be listed in the caption. And for the book facts, 5 of the 9 books were audiobooks. 4 of the 9 books were ebooks. 2 of the 9 books were novellas, so we're talking like 150 pages or less. And 1 of the books was non-romance. It was a young adult novel. First up, Unexpected Pass by A. Blossom. So this was a part of my stepdaddy season list. I had just read the book. Really enjoyed this from A. Blossom. It's a stepdaddy in utero romance. Our FMC comes to the MMC pregnant. And Kellen is like, I don't care. That's my baby. And then this is also a sports romance. Kellen is a recent Super Bowl champion. Next book is One Last Puck. This is book 10 in the BLP sports series. So we all know about B Love Productions. They did a sports series recently, 10 different authors, 10 different books. I want to say they're all novellas. This 10th one is A. Blossom, and it is a hockey romance. You know, I love to see Black people playing hockey in the books. For those of you who like the one night stand trope, this is for you. The thing about this one night stand is that our MMC, he ain't trying to hear that. Harper is just trying to, you know, get a little release some tension. Our MMC is like, absolutely not. Next book is Snow King Catches His Snowflake. This is book 1 in the 3 King Billionaire series by A.E. Valdez. So I am finally getting into 3 Kings because the audiobook rollout of this series is currently underway. Book 1 came out exclusively on Audible back in June. Love A.E. Valdez, one of the first authors I read when I got back into reading, when I really, you know, got in it. Indie Black romance. Really love the Rise and Fall series. My favorite in that series is 2. I love Colliding with Fate. I love it. Y'all always talking about a worthy love. No, colliding. Anyways, Snow King Catches His Snowflake it's low-key a holiday type romance. It takes place around Christmas. Our FMC is fresh out of a breakup, a long-term relationship. So she is just trying to get away during the Christmas holiday. And our MMC doesn't like celebrating the holiday. He experienced some pretty traumatic, tragic stuff that has kind of affected his outlook on celebrating holidays. They find themselves at the same, I guess, ski resort. It's a wintry resort, Mistletoe Mountain. If you love forced proximity, a second chance at love, you will really enjoy this. I am really excited for book 2 because the way it got set up in this first book, I am ready for that second chance. Next book is Giving is a Gift, a Thanksgiving novella by BriAnn Danae. This came out like last week. It's a novella, so I read it immediately. This is a continuation or in that same universe as Spin About You, and then that other Christmas novella that BriAnn Danae has. You see the covers. First one, that's Thanksgiving, and then there's a Christmas one. I'm forgetting the names right now. Our FMC, she gotta leave her man. Okay? He keep cheating. He won't stop. She's finally had enough. Our MMC is familiar with our FMC. They had a little thing a couple of months ago, and he also knows the soon-to-be ex-boyfriend. It's messy, but listen, he did what he needed to do. And he's like, I've been want you. Here's my chance. Next 2 books are part of the season 2 Delgado Family series, Cappadonna 3, Cappadonna 3.5. These two audiobooks came out in June exclusively on Audible. Y'all, I'm catching up. Baby, Quasim 3 came out last week and I'm almost caught up. I'm almost caught up. I'm going to start Capri next month because the audiobooks are coming out for Capri next month. I'm going to be caught up. I'm going to be in the number with y'all really, really soon. But yeah, these are the two last books in the Cappadonna books. You know I love me some Cap, Big Cap, Roy. Okay, that's a man right there. Talia's book boyfriend, Hall of Fame. Love going to Islam. I'm gonna miss going to Islam. I really am. Cappadonna is one of one. And I'm really excited for Capri. The way that their love story, Capri and Kwame's story, is being set up or was set up in those final Cappadonna books. I'm ready. Next book is Church Girl by Naima Simone. So this was definitely my favorite read of June 2025. And it might make the top 10 of my H1. So the first half of 2025. I love this book. And baby, I was sleeping on this book. I've talked about this on Threads, but this book came out last November. I got an ARC, an advanced copy via NetGalley. I've been had this book in my Kindle. I probably got the ebook maybe August, September. And it was only until my friend Lauren was like, girl, you need to read Church Girl. It's a 5-star. I'm like, oh, word? Baby, this is a quick read. It's a Harlequin novel, but it is so good. Our FMC, Aaliyah, she's a runaway bride. She leaves her small town in Alabama and books it to Chicago. And in Chicago is where she meets her employer. His name is Vaughn. It's giving Ryan Henry from Black & Crew, Chicago. He owns a pretty popular tattoo shop in the city. He is a single father. His ex-wife / baby moms is a pain in the butt. It's a forbidden romance. There's a little bit of an age gap, about 10 years. But Aaliyah is like, listen, I had to get up under the thumb of this small town, my overly religious family, the pressures of being the perfect Christian woman, Christian wife. And Vaughn's like, okay. You know, he resists at first because, again, can't be screwing the nanny. But he is exactly what Aaliyah needs. And Vaughn is definitely going to be inducted into Talia's book boyfriend Hall of Fame. That is a man. Next book is Love in the Studio by Tay Monet. So I listened to this audiobook. It's pretty lengthy. It's like 15 hours and it's a music industry romance. As you saw in maybe Sunday's video, I did a list of music industry Black romances in honor of Black Music Month being in June. This was one of those books on the list. Our FMC is an aspiring singer. Our MMC is a producer. Our FMC, again, comes to our MMC pregnant. So this is a stepdaddy who stepped up in utero. They start off as friends and they realize, I don't want to be your friend. Let's lock it in. And baby, this is not without drama. Our FMC is in her early 20s and this is very much giving city girl, that type of behavior, like that type of mentality. She's a young, hot thing in her 20s. She at the club, she's running these men. So it does take a little while to like have her like, you know. Last but not least is Pretty Girl County by Lakita Wilson. This is a young adult novel. You are seeing this video on July 1st. It's July 1st. This book is out on July 1st. So congratulations to Lakita Wilson. Her book Pretty Girl County is set in Prince George's County, Maryland. For those who don't know, Prince George's County is in the DMV. It's a DC suburb. Nationally, Prince George's County is known as the home to some of the wealthiest Black people in our country. PG County is all about excellence, Black professionals, Blacks doing it in their careers, good government jobs, highly educated, and even in having this accolade of being home to some of the wealthiest Black communities in this country, there is still a very noticeable disparity in the wealth here and the wealth in other places. And even for some of the wealthiest Black communities in America, you can see the disparities in things like education, amenities, business, etc., to some of our neighbors in Montgomery County, in Arlington, in Alexandria, etc. The book is set in Prince George's County, and I wanted to talk about the wealth and the Black wealth in this county because this story is kind of like a haves and have-nots. Summer and Rhea, they're former best friends because they're both from Seat Pleasant. I actually live in Seat Pleasant. So I was trying to process my feelings as to Seat Pleasant being where the have-nots are, it being the hood. And I'm like, I do live in a, transitioning area. A lot of people will look at me crazy when I say I live in Seat Pleasant. I bought my home here. I'm not a scary ass person. I love where I live. But I was just like, oh, the hood is where I live. They both grew up in Seat Pleasant, but one of them, her family has a come up and they moved to where the haves are in Bowie, where Woodmore Town Center is. What I really appreciate about this book, one, the familiarity of it. I think for those who are curious about Prince George's County and all of its complexities, there's lots of beauty, lots of Black excellence, but there's complicated parts. There's not so great parts. Lakita Wilson does a great job of exploring all of that. That's my June reading wrap up. Bye.